North Las Vegas Police Chief Jacqueline Gravatt may have been the first black patrol officer in North Las Vegas, but she isn't the first North Las Vegas city official to find themselves locking horns with Nephi Kaliki. Gravatt is also the president of the Nevada Sheriffs and Chiefs Association and the defendant in a fraud case filed against the association by Kaliki. Now, Gravatt must find a way to manage the legal battles at the association without affecting her position as chief of police for the city of North Las Vegas. If Kaliki stays true to form, he won't be leaving her job off his bombing route. As many people before Gravatt have come to learn the hard way, there is no way to do battle with Nephi Kaliki and not come out of it with more than a few black eyes. That's not trash talk either. Gravatt would do well to ask Joe Lombardo if he thought it was worth it to lock horns with Kaliki. Then, of course, there's Gravatt's old boss, Mayor Shari Buck. In 2009, the newly elected Mayor Shari Buck thought she would make a name for herself by going after the controversial business of Nephi Kaliki, a close friend of the former mayor, Mike Montandon. At the time, Kaliki owned a pigeon control business that was shooting pigeons on the Strip for some 48 casino properties. Mayor Buck thought she could show former Mayor Mike Montandon that she was in charge by shutting down his buddy's business. We all know how that turned out for old Shari Buck. After North Las Vegas lost in court several times, Kaliki promised Buck that he would see to it she didn't sit in the mayor's seat another term. Kaliki became a driving force behind John Lee that helped Lee soundly beat Buck in the 2013 election. Buck never made it to the general election and left town with her tail between her legs. Now, the chief of police for the city of North Las Vegas and president of the Nevada Sheriffs and Chiefs Association, Jacqueline Gravatt, finds herself in the same place Shari Buck did back in 2009. The question is, will she learn from past mistakes? Or will she think she has what it takes to take Kaliki down? Many have tried. None of them have succeeded. Most famously, Joe Lombardo and Kaliki went at each other like the Hatfields and McCoys for over half a decade. Despite their bitter feud that left them both with more than a few battle scars, Kaliki and Lombardo went on to succeed in their respective ambitions, despite the carnage that ensued. The real question people need to be asking is, why do so many people in our local government think they need to take Kaliki down in the first place? Nephi Kaliki is an entrepreneur. He is what many would call a disruptive innovator. Kaliki is the only person in Nevada history to have clearance to shoot a silenced rifle on the Las Vegas Strip. He created the first full-contact gunfight training sport at Las Vegas Gunfights. He unionized CCW permit holders in Nevada and around the country, and he set world records for CCW classes. Kaliki's innovations might raise eyebrows, but they all serve a greater purpose. Kaliki has always proven that his ideas aren't just viable, but they serve a greater purpose. When Mayor Buck went after Kaliki, it was to show her former boss, Mike Montandon, that she was in charge. She behaved irrationally and impulsively. The only objective she ever saw clearly was making a name for herself. There is no way to approach an objective this way without making critical mistakes. Expect that someone like Kaliki is going to catch those mistakes and put the screws to the person making them. Chief Gravatt finds herself in a similar position in the NVSCA's quest to show Kaliki who's boss. In their haste to do so, they foolishly thought they could simply change the standards to prevent Kaliki from using non-lethal simunition to qualify CCW students, then revoke his license for violating those new standards. In their haste to take Kaliki out, they didn't think about how attempting to redefine firearms and ammunition would threaten Nevada's current CCW laws because their new standards violate state preemption law. In yet another lawsuit filed against LVMPD in the 8th Judicial District Court, Kaliki accuses LVMPD of violating state preemption laws by adopting NVSCA standards. These standards were created for no other reason than to attack Kaliki. Now, those standards designed to take Kaliki out are backfiring and threatening to have CCW permit laws rendered null and void under state preemption law. Preemption law in Nevada states that the regulation of firearms, firearm accessories, and ammunition in this state and the ability to define such terms is within the exclusive domain of the legislature, and any other law, regulation, rule, or ordinance to the contrary is null and void. While Kaliki is arguing before the 8th Judicial District Court that LVMPD's adoption and application of NVSCA standards violates state preemption law, there are far-reaching implications on the validity of CCW laws themselves. As long as the NVSCA chooses to define firearms and ammunition in their training standards, no sheriff's department can adopt those standards without having the district court knock down the CCW statute entirely. And what was Kaliki trying to do that brought down the wrath of the NVSCA in the first place? He was trying to make CCW classes safer for students after a number of students were accidentally shot in several CCW classes throughout the county. Is that really that bad of an idea? Is it really worth going after someone's livelihood? And is it really worth going to war with someone who has proven time and time again that he is anything but defenseless? Perhaps Chief Gravatt would do well to follow the example of former NLVPD Lieutenant Tim Bedwell. At one point, Bedwell found himself in the same position Chief Gravatt now finds herself with Kaliki. Bedwell took a risk and sat down with Kaliki to work out their differences. Today, Bedwell and Kaliki laugh about those days back in North Las Vegas. The ball is squarely in Chief Gravatt's court, Chief of Police for the city of North Las Vegas, or president of an organization on the verge of statutory irrelevance.